Actually, Tom Holland came on set one day. They were shooting No Way Home across the lot, and they came. And he was there at the VentureCon. All of a sudden, whoa! You got Peter Parker at a VentureCon. So
Peter Parker, Kamala Khan was like goosebumps
that's
moment.
pretty dope. Yeah.
Hello and welcome to a very special edition of the Movie Podcast. My name is Daniel, and joining alongside me today are my fellow Marvels, Anthony.
Hello.
And Shahbaz.
Hello.
Hello, guys. I am so excited first of all, to be here with you today, but also to have some special guests join us very soon on the show. Because I'm really excited about these guys. And if you're going to see very soon, they're also very excited to be on the show with us too, because I think we had a really good time together. Before we get to all that, I want to know from each of you, how are you doing? Shay, I'm going to get you to start us off.
Honestly, after this interview, I'm as ecstatic and as electric as the folks that we interviewed. And I don't know why we always tiptoe around saying who it is, even though the banner says it, the title says it.
It's all over social media.
There's 40 hashtags that are just related to who we just spoke to.
Yeah,
but for some
we're
reason,
not hiding it.
We're super coy about it until we finally get the go-ahead from the Marvel bosses who are just next door that say, you can say their name now. But
Kevin
great,
Feige,
man.
Can we say their names? Okay, Shay, tell us who we're talking about.
Red
So
Dot
let's
disappears.
tell us who we're talking to today.
Well, we're speaking to Adil and Bilall, the famed directors from Bad Boys for Life and now Miss Marvel.
And future Batgirl coming out later this year.
That's true.
Yeah, so we were super lucky to have Adil and Bilall join us today. And yeah, again, we put out our social media reaction, so we're not saying anything else other than what we said in our social media reactions to Miss Marvel. We loved it. We cannot wait for you to watch it, and then you'll be able to check out our review for it on June 7th at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. So look forward to that. We won't talk about our love for the show anymore, but I want Anthony to take over here. Anthony, how are you doing today?
Doing well. I just watched the interview, and it was like a hype fest in there. Like there was just boys upon boys. A lot of fingers doing this and like
man,
this,
what are you describing right now?
Anthony's giving peace signs, by the way,
Peace
just for
signs.
our audio listeners out there.
God.
He's throwing up peace signs.
This
He's
is
not
a
doing anything else.
video only episode, I guess.
I
Yes.
realized that this is a video. So yes, peace signs and like a lot of like prayers and a lot of smiles and Arabic
was great.
sayings and
Yeah, Anthony's tiptoeing so hard. He's like, "Am I offensive? Am I not offensive?"
He kept looking at my box too. He's like, "Can I say
sweat coming down?
Can I say this?
Sweat.
Can I say Arabic? Yes, you can say Arabic, Anthony. That's okay.
Middle Eastern? Yeah, dude, it's fine. You're just describing them now."
Adil and Bilall joining us on the Movie Podcast. We cannot be more excited to be talking with them. They are I think they are so special, and they are two great directors that, again, when we look back to 2020 and we see how that year started, one of the movies that got us through that year, one of the first movies we saw in theaters that year was Bad Boys for Life, and we absolutely loved that movie. They were integral to the success of that movie, and obviously the world took notice, and you now see them with Marvel. And in this interview you'll hear them talk about how they campaigned to get onto the show because they wanted to tell a story of a Muslim superhero, and that's Kamala Khan. We just had a blast with them. So before we get to our interview with them, I did want to get through some housekeeping here. Shay, we've had a lot of great episodes on the show. I want you to tell the audience some of your favorites, some of your favorite reviews, some of our favorite interviews we had in the last month.
Oh, last month I was going to start with episode 1 of the Movie Podcast.
No, that's too far. That's too far.
Don't go that far.
Don't go back there.
Don't go back that far. Man, we've had some great interviews. We've had Kihei Kwan from Everything Everywhere All at Once. We've had Sam Raimi, Michael Waldron from Doctor Strange, Devin Dakota from Sneakerella. I feel like there's the Kids in the Hall gang. We had
I was going to say, dude, are you forgetting the Kids in the Hall? Mark McKinney, Dave Foley.
You know what it is, man? Like right now, when you just said how many interviews you have, they all just started crumbling on my head, and I'm like, man, we've had so many interviews. Like I'm forgetting. Have we done episodes even, or has it just been interviews and giveaways? That's it.
It's it's nonstop. It's a nonstop party here on the Movie Podcast, and you're also forgetting another great interview that we had in May, and I think a landmark moment for us too, as huge fans of The Lonely Island. Akiva Schaffer, director of Chippendale Rescue Rangers, also joined us on the show for a lovely conversation.
No, I was
you
getting
a
there.
little bit.
I was
getting
getting
a little
there.
bit.
That's
You're
the one I
you're
flew
building
to
up,
California for.
Right,
it's true.
And Shay flew to California, and
It's
he
true.
realized I don't need to fly to California to do what I'm
The whole
about
time,
to do.
I'm like, man, when are these guys gonna get on the plane with me? It was like I kept looking outside the gate, and I'm like, where are these guys? Man, the plane's gonna take off, and the plane took off without them. And so well.
Now I do want to highlight some things that we have going on, because you did mention giveaways. We do have a few giveaways that are about to go live on the Movie Podcast feed. One of them being for a Blu-ray copy of Uncharted. So if you're looking to win a Blu-ray copy of Uncharted, make sure you're following us on Instagram and Twitter. You can learn how you could win that. The other one, I'm going to need to put on my helmet here, my spaceman helmet, because I need to send a call out, and I'm going to call all Space Rangers in Toronto, Montreal, and Vancouver. If you want to see the Lightyear movie early, we're partnering with our good friends at Disney Studios Canada to give away passes for you and a friend to see it in the city of your choice, obviously from the 3 cities that we just listed. There's a few things that you could do. Make sure you're following the Movie Podcast, of course, on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and Letterboxd. All of our socials, that's how you could see how you could enter. This giveaway specifically is going to be on Instagram and Twitter. But you're going to see all of the show notes below. We'll update that when that giveaway goes live. We're so excited about this one. We're so excited about Lightyear. And one of the requirements we're making for this one is we want to know who you take on an intergalactic adventure with you across the universe. I'm curious, Anthony, who would you take between me and Shay on an intergalactic adventure? You have to choose one of us.
Oh, I wasn't going
Or
to choose
none of
any
us.
of you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if
I was
that's
going to choose my dog. I was going to go with my dog.
You're going to choose your dog?
Yeah.
Why your
What's
dog?
your dog's name? Let the audience know what your dog's name is, so that they can know who you would trade us with.
Lola. She's super excited to join me. We'd go on adventures for sure. And you guys wouldn't be invited.
She's always wanted to see space. I know that. Yeah.
Yeah, make sure she has a helmet. But yes, so make sure you're tuned into all of our socials so you could see exactly how you could enter. We're so excited to watch this movie. And we want to make sure you and a friend get to see it early too, so you could be the talk of the universe. You could be talk of the galaxy, and you could really impress all of your friends and be like, hey, guess what? I got to see this movie before you, which means I am better than you. I think that's how it works. That's how it works, right? I think that's how it works. You don't think that's how it works?
No, I don't think that's how it works. But
okay, well, I tried. Well, of course, in addition to all of that, we have some great reviews. Shay already dropped all the great special guests we had. We have some great reviews out right now on the Movie Podcast feed, including our review for Crimes of the Future, The Boys Season 3, Stranger Things, and so many more. Go check it out. Top Gun, Obi-Wan Kenobi, our thoughts on the series so far. Yeah. And of course, like I said, on Tuesday, June 7th, you'll be able to hear our spoiler-free thoughts for episode 1 of Ms. Marvel. And, that's a perfect segue into our special guests. Let's waste no more time, and let's get right into our interview with Adil and Bilall of Ms. Marvel. Welcome to the Movie Podcast.
Sup?
Duo like us.
Nice. We had to come correct. I'm Daniel. This is Shahbaz. We're the Movie Podcast.
Right.
Cool.
Hello, Adil Bilall. My name is Shahbaz.
And I'm Daniel.
Thank you for sharing your time with us today. I just want to first off say, as a Pakistani Muslim, the representation and love that you guys put in the show, it made me feel seen, and I cannot wait to see the impact that it has on others. So thank you for that.
Shukriya.
Yeah, inshallah, it will have a big impact.
Yes, exactly. Now, why was it so important to both of you to highlight the faith and the family in Kamala's story?
Well, when we were doing Bad Boys for Life in 2019, we were saying, okay, we made this big Hollywood movie. So what's the next step? And then we were talking and saying,
Marvel.
It's gotta be Marvel, that's the biggest. So and we were kind of joking around and saying, but obviously, if you're gonna do a Marvel show, it's gonna have to be a Muslim character, not knowing that actually they existed a Muslim character, and that's how we discovered Miss Marvel, and we fell in love with her, with her world, and then we talked with Kevin Feige and say, we cannot not do this show. You got to give it to us, So
we also really personally connected with Kamala Khan, because we are Belgian Moroccans, and between these two worlds, between Belgium and Morocco, same thing like Kamala Khan is between the American culture and the Pakistani Islamic culture. So she's trying to find a way as a teenager, and that coming of age story really attracted us because it really it really
was our
felt
story
like
as
the same
teenagers,
thing.
and in the comic book it was already that authenticity and the representation of Pakistani Muslim culture. And we had Sana Amanat, co-creator of the show. It was also producer on the show, of the co-creator of the comic and producer on the show. So that's how we wanted to have the authenticity.
We love the show. We love the first 2 episodes. And again, really quickly to what you guys said, Bad Boys for Life was like our favorite movie of 2020.
Oh, yeah.
That movie
thank you.
carried
Thank
us
you
through
very
the
much.
year, man. We needed it. So thank you to
Exactly.
both of you.
Yeah, thank you.
I wanted to talk really quickly about the video of Aman Vellani getting cast as Kamala. What was it about her interview with her that made you go, that's our Kamala Khan? That's who needs to be in this show?
Well, she was born to do it,
Yeah, it's unbelievable. We saw her and just goosebumps. Like it's a destiny,
that.
because the way she herself is, a Pakistani Canadian, and she's also between those two worlds, and she's a gigantic fan of Marvel, and she's an expert.
Iron Man is her favorite movie of all time,
Yeah,
and
Kevin
Kevin
Feige,
Feige,
our idol.
Yeah, so I mean, Kamala Khan's story and Iman Vellani's story are so parallel with each other. Iman never thought that she would be part of the MCU one day, and all of a sudden she's an actress, and she's a superhero, and she's so smart. She's really a cinephile. She comes from Toronto, so you got Tiff there, and she knows so much about storytelling, and is an MCU encyclopedia, an expert. So when we saw her in the casting, she was so charming and likable, and it was just, that's her life. That's Kamala Khan. That's Iman Vellani.
And we love it. We're from Toronto too, so that we were just so happy to see him.
Toronto for life.
Toronto.
100%,
right.
guys.
Now, this show is such a treat for longtime fans of the MCU, and Kamala is a perfect surrogate to Captain Marvel. Who would you like to see fight alongside her?
Well, a lot, but I mean,
for me, it's Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, the guy from Queens, New York, across Jersey City.
New Jersey's like the small city. Then you have New York, and then Miss Marvel and Spider-Man is like, the perfect.
Actually, Tom Holland came on set one day. They were shooting No Way Home across the lot, and they came and he was there at the VentureCon. All of a sudden, whoa, you got Peter Parker at a VentureCon. So
Peter Parker, Kamala Khan, was like goosebumps moment.
Dope. Yeah.
That's amazing. Oh my gosh, guys, we told you again, we absolutely love the first 2 episodes of the show, and we cannot wait for the show just to resonate with everyone who watches it. Everyone's going to fall in love with it. So thank you so much for making it. We can't wait to see what you guys get to work on next, and I can't wait to see how Batgirl turns out later this year. So thank you guys again for your time.
Gonna be next level, guys. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Bye, guys.
Shukriya.
Peace.
And welcome back. Wow. Shay, start us off. What are your thoughts on the interview we just had with Adil and Bilall?
This was just one of those interviews that, I mean, it was at a breakneck speed. I felt like the whole time we were there, they were more excited to talk to us than we were excited to talk to them. And we were really excited to talk to them. But they were just like, oh my God, 2 other guys. And we're like, is this the first time you've seen 2 other people? Like, it was crazy. They were so happy. You when you can tell someone loves their job? That was these guys. They are in Wonderland. They're doing whatever they want. They're going from Bad Boys to Miss Marvel to Batgirl. And clearly it's working out for them. So man, they were. If anything, I wish, like we say with every guest we ever have, I wish we had more time, because man, they're now friends of the show. So I'm sure we can call them and be like, hey, let's do another meeting, because remember the 2 guys that you met? We're those 2 guys again.
Do you want to see those 2 guys again? Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Like, this interview we had with them was about 4.5 minutes. It wasn't too long, but it's incredible the ground that we were able to cover. And obviously, they're so excited. I think that's what shines through in this interview. They are so excited to bring Kamala Khan to the screen. They are so excited to be working with Aman Vellani. They are so excited to be working in the world of Marvel. We could have just spent an hour talking about that. But again, you have Bad Boys for Life. You have Batgirl coming out later this year, and you could just tell they're so passionate about what they do. They love movies, and I think that's what's so special about them. So I can't wait to hopefully have them back. I think we will have them back. They're friends of the shows now, so they have to come back on the show so that we could talk to them even more. Anthony, how are you feeling about the interview?
Yeah, the amount of time you guys got and the chemistry you gained right away was absolutely on page with your characters and their characters. The conversation that you had, even though it's 4 minutes long, it felt like you guys were friends for the past 5 years, you know, like, and I think that just says a lot about them as their characters and as directors, and just wanting to make great movies. It felt like
Yeah.
if we ever transitioned to that type of medium where we were to direct films, I felt like that's how we would act. You know, we wouldn't come off, you know, hoity-toity, prim and proper. Hoity-toity.
Yeah.
But
they're
she's go ahead, Shay.
Do people still use hoity-toity anymore?
I don't know. I'm trying
Anthony's
to find a word.
I like it. I like it. No, hey man, listen, Anthony. It's been a while since you've dropped like an Anthony nugget in a while. You know, you haven't done like an Anthony. You know, oh, this is Anthony's catchphrase for this week. You haven't done one in a while, so hoity-toity. I like it.
I just
but I totally agree with Anthony saying, you know, like these are guys that are just so excited and so happy to be doing what they're doing.
Exactly.
And that shines through on screen. You watch Bad Boys for Life, you see electricity in that movie. You see a franchise that we haven't seen in 20 plus years almost brought back and just incredible. And then you know, the first 2 episodes of Miss Marvel, again, I'm going only from our social reactions. This isn't our review. It's clear our feelings of the show from the first 2 episodes that we got. And, you know, the team that's behind the show knows what they're doing. And I think Marvel is in such a great spot with the show that you're introducing another young hero to the world. And, you know, when we were talking about them, they're like, yeah, you know, we'd love to see we'd love to see Kamala hang out with Spider-Man. You know, she's in Jersey, he's in New York City. Like,
it makes sense.
Like, it makes sense that we would see them team up. I think they'd be so great. And then hearing that, you know, Tom Holland was on set while they were shooting, and it's just so cool knowing that. And the world of Marvel really does feel like a big family at this point, and everyone's looking out for one another. And there's been a lot of interviews with Amon saying, you know, Chris Pratt reached out to her, Brie Larson reached out to her. All these people are like looking out for her because she's a young star. This is her first project, right? And she's coming into this world, and hopefully we'll get to talk to her later on in the season. But, you know, this is such a great new chapter for Marvel, and I cannot wait to see where the show goes. Any other final thoughts before we wrap up? Again, this another monumental episode for us. Again, we just get so excited. First of all, for you watching this, for you listening to this, I'm speaking directly to you now. You know, I feel like that. You know that I feel that scene in you know, in Harry Potter Deathly Hallows when Voldemort's like talking to like Harry, I'm speaking directly to you. You know what I mean? Like that's what I want you to feel. I want you to feel like I'm talking directly to you.
All right, I'll be honest. I'm not on board with the reference, but all right.
This is a long-winded way of just saying we're so grateful to be able to do what we're doing right now. We are so thankful for the opportunities that we've been getting, and I'm hoping as this year continues, as the years continues of us doing the show, we're afforded more opportunities like this because we never want to take it for granted. We're so grateful to Adil and Bilall for their time today. We cannot wait to see what they get to work on next. And we're just so excited for you to be listening to this right now too, because as always, you can catch a brand new episode of the Movie Podcast every single Monday, and watch out throughout the week for our review episodes and all the latest movies and series and interview episodes, because you never know who's going to show up on the show. Make sure you follow us on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and Letterboxd. And don't forget to leave us a review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, join our Discord, and write into the show at hello@themoviepodcast.ca. You can check out our show notes for all of those links and more. And I did want to quickly plug 2 quick things. The giveaways that we have coming up very soon, Uncharted on Blu-ray, and of course, our giveaway for tickets to see Lightyear for you and a friend, and also the Movie Podcast merch. If you are watching this on YouTube, you'll see Anthony and Shahbaz both rocking some lovely, lovely merchandise for the show.
This is a t-shirt.
And if you want to purchase any, it goes a long way in helping us keep the lights and the mics on, because we love what we're doing. We want to keep doing it. And that's a great way of supporting us. And we'll have some more ways that you could support us very soon this year. So stay tuned for that. That was This Time with the Movie Podcast, and we'll see you next.